Welcome to the Fit Mama podcast, where it's all about gaining your health back as a busy woman and mom, and doing it without sacrificing time with your family or business. Here is your host, mompreneur and Fit Mama health coach, Angela Campbell.
Hey, what is going on? Fit Mama podcast time. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? If you're watching this live streamed or maybe later. All right, you guys, we're going to have a little pet talk today on today's podcast. So first, I just want to make sure that you guys can see me, that I am officially live before I get the ball rolling so that we don't miss. And there I am. Perfect. All right, so happy Thursday. If you're catching this on the live stream right now, say hi. Somebody say hi. Let me know that you're here, that you can hear me okay, and all the things. And if you are currently struggling with the motivation, and I'm specifically going to talk about the motivation to work on you, to get your workouts in, to work on your nutrition, to work on your mindset, to do all the things that have to do with your health. Okay. And so if you are currently struggling with motivation to work on yourself, put struggle in the comments. And I want you to know that you're not alone. And that is why I chose today's topic for the podcast, because I'm seeing so many people have this struggle. And so today's podcast is going to be all about that. We're going to talk about motivation. In today's episode, I've got 7 ways to help you fix the lack of motivation that you might be struggling with right now. Ways that you can improve your motivation. Just little things, you guys. It's about the simple things. It's not about the overcomplicated things that we all tend to do. So on today's Fit Mama podcast, you're going to learn some of the biggest struggles. I'm going to mention some of the biggest struggles of what I keep hearing from people that I talk to on a daily basis. What are some of the biggest struggles that are causing you to lack motivation? What are some of the triggers that might cause you to give up? Okay, and that's a lot of these, right? So, hey, what's up? Hey, Charlie, what's going on? And then I'm also going to talk about 7 things that I truly believe in, and 7 things that I coach a lot of the women that I coach on a regular basis to do these things, you guys, so that you can set yourself up for success when it comes to getting healthy. If you're on a health journey, tell me. Just write me in the comments. I just want to know if you're on some sort of health journey. This can be, I just want to look better in my jeans. I just want to lose weight. I want to feel better. I want to have more energy. I just want to love who I see in the mirror again, like whatever the scenario may be. I say me in the comments, and if you're comfortable sharing what your current goal is, let us know. As much as you want to share, as little, definitely share it. But you guys, listen. I know a lot of people, and I talk to women, of course, on a daily basis. And if you're tired of struggling, you're tired of failing, and just not getting it done by yourself, you're not finding results, you're not getting there, then I would love to chat with you. You know, if you're watching this on a live stream, there's a link above. Set up a time and let's just chat. Figure out maybe a direction that you can go. Maybe there's something super small that you're missing in your routine that you need that will make the biggest difference in your life, right? If you are catching this later on the replay on the podcast, definitely you can go to my website. It's www.acfitmama.com and join our group, or go to www.acfitmama.com/chat and set up a time just to simply have a chat with me. Hey, Louise, what is up, girl? One of my favorite people in the world. Hey, Kayla, what is up? What is up? So here we go, you guys. What is your biggest struggle? Share it below if you're comfortable sharing. And if you're not in the group, join our group as well. Like I said, you can go to our website, acfitmama.com. It's on the main page. But if you're already in the group, you're seeing women lose weight. Okay, I hear this a lot as well. Because in the group, that's what we do. We share, we offer support and love. And right now we're doing a plank challenge, right? So if you're currently doing the plank challenge, put plank in the comments and let me know, because I love it. This week is so much fun because I'm seeing all of y'all's pictures in the plank challenge. And that's super fun, especially when I get to see you guys doing it with your kids or your dog or your spouse or all the things. That's what it's all about, you guys. But inside the group, a lot of women are losing weight. They're having results. They're losing fat in the areas that they want. They're shrinking the belly fat, finding ways to fit it into their crazy life, which to me means there is a way that everybody can do it. I know if I can do it, anybody can do it, right? It's just a matter of simplifying the process, maybe getting a little bit of help, right? And doing a little bit at a time, right? But the $1 million question I always get every day is, I see what she's doing. What can I do? And how do I do that, right? That is the $1 million question I get often. So I'm going to talk about some tips to help you today on the motivation, if that's what you're lacking. I love helping teach women and moms that you can find ways to fit it in, get fit, get healthy while you're trying to grow a business or your career, raising a family, and doing it all. I promise there's a way. So we're going to talk about that. Before we do, really quick though, I do love to give shout outs because every woman in the world needs a shout out, right? Give yourself a virtual high five wherever you are. Give yourself a pat on the back and say, I love you. I love that person that you're staring at in the mirror. You guys, you deserve that. But I do also want to give a big shout out, 3 of them, to 3 women that I'm blessed and honored that they trust me to help them in their journey. Jill Barber, I want to say first, just welcome. We're just getting the things all set up and ready to rock and roll with her and her new journey and on our Fit Mama VIP program to get her started on Monday. Kim Allen, amazing woman, working super hard. They run their own business. So she's crazy busy, but she's on a journey to be healthy again. And she's down 6 pounds, 3.5 inches in her waist. Holy cow, that's amazing. So give them some love, drop the hearts, tell them congrats. And also Jan Bond, I just love you, sweet lady. She's one of the sweetest ladies ever, a mama, a nurse, takes care of everybody for a living. And she's also down 3.5 inches. So yay, kudos to them, give them some love. And let's talk about it. Okay, so some of the biggest struggles, I'm going to dive into this, you guys. And if this is you, definitely comment, love on some people in the comments, and tell me if this is something that you're relating to, right? Here's one of the I would say this is probably the #1 thing that I've heard lately, especially you guys, we have so much stress in the world. There's so much stuff going on. I'm not even going to list them all because I don't want to talk about the negativity. Okay, but let's be real. Like, there's so much stuff going on in the world. And then you throw virtual schooling for a lot of moms out there right now, and so many things going on, right? So the #1 struggle that I hear is you're not finding time to fit your me time in. That's your workouts, your time to even just meal prep your food or do maybe it's just 10 minutes of quiet time, whether you meditate, whether you want to read, whether you want to pray, whether you just want a second to yourself. And you're having I can't even talk. You're having a hard time right now to just find time to fit it in. That's a big struggle that I'm hearing a lot lately. If time is one of your biggest struggles, type time in the comments and let me know. I would love to know who else is having this struggle, right? That's one of the biggest. It's one I'm going to talk about some tips on that. #2 is having guilt. Okay, I did a post yesterday asking who has ever had mom guilt when you're trying to take care of yourself or invest in yourself or put money, that has to do with making you a healthier individual. Like, everybody's me. Like, mom guilt is a big thing, and even dad guilt, It is a real thing. And when you go to try to find time for yourself, a lot of times you can feel guilty as a mom because you think, oh my gosh, I want 10 minutes to myself. And then next thing you know, you're feeling guilty because you want 10 minutes to yourself. That's a big problem. And I feel I experience it as well. So I totally understand and totally relate. If you ever have guilt wrapped around you trying to take care of yourself, put guilt in the comments, because this is a big thing. And it's something that I will often talk about because not only have I struggled with it and do I still struggle with it, it's a really hard mind shift, but it's really a big one that we have to work on. I'm going to talk about that more. And then the #3 thing is just not really knowing what to do. Not really knowing like what to do. Why? Because the world is full of this fad diet and that fad diet and this promise quick fix and that and this, and there's 10 million bajillion products out there, right? There's so much opinions. There's so many opinions out there, but here's the thing. There's different things, but you got to find what works for you, and then you got to stick to it. That's going to be the biggest things, right? But these are the biggest struggles. Not enough time, having guilt, or just not really knowing what to do, right? So tell me which one are yours. But here's some of the tips I want to talk about, okay? And you guys, some of y'all are going to be like, wow, that's it? What is this? That's super simple. I already know that. But my question is, are you doing it? Okay? And the number one thing is planning. You have to plan. And what do I mean by that? I'm not just going to leave you at, hey, go plan, right? I mean planning your workouts. And I mean putting it in your schedule. The hardest thing that I ever got myself, I think it was a mind shift for me, was planning. like actually putting my me time on my calendar. I know for the longest time, I used to hear this from people and coaches and mentors and everybody, plan it. You got to plan it. You got to put it on your calendar. You got to put it on your calendar. I was like, you know what? No 2 days for me are ever the same, right? Moms, you know what I mean, especially if your kids are at home with you. No 2 days are ever the same, right? So I used to think, no, I don't need to put it on my calendar. It's not going to work out anyway. So what's the point, right? If this is you, put me in the comments and let me know that you've ever thought that. But it's wrong. It's totally wrong from my experience. Okay. You may have a different thing that's working for you. If it's working for you and you're actually doing it and sticking to it, awesome. If not, what do I mean by plan it? You have to plan it. Do your best to plan your day. Like I live by a Google Calendar and I never did it before. Why? Because I've got coaches to help me now. I have some of the most amazing coaches and it has to do with my business and my health. I have two. I have one that helps me with my health and I have one that's helping me in my business. And why? Because I felt the power behind needing someone to help me and you have to plan it. Okay. So just spend 5 minutes before you go to bed at night. Okay. Just spend 5 minutes to plan out what you're going to do for the next day. Okay. So whether that be, maybe it's a walk, maybe it's a run, maybe it's a full blown workout, just plan when you're going to have it in your day. And you have to, either you're a Google Calendar person, maybe you just like to have it on your phone, maybe you're a pen and paper person, you have to learn what works for you. But planning is number one. And behind just planning it, you have to be okay with adapting because again, life is going to hit you. Things are going to happen. I will tell you, I have it on my calendar, but the thing that I've learned is to learn to be okay with adapting and moving it. So I know I like to work out at a certain time. And if that doesn't end up happening, because maybe the kids got up in the middle of the night, maybe they crawled in bed with me at 5 a.m. when I'm supposed to be working out at 5 a.m. because this happens. But you know, sometimes things like that will happen. What do I do in my calendar is I shift it. I just push it. I just push it on the calendar. There's power for me behind having it on my calendar. But you guys, you may not live by a Google Calendar, and that's fine. I'm not saying you have to live by a Google Calendar. I'm just saying what works for me, right? But number one, plan it. Put your me time in your day. Do not wake up and just wing your day, okay? Because guess what's going to happen? It's not going to happen, period. Even if you know you're going to go by the gym, or maybe you're going to go by whatever group fitness that you're working at, or whatever it is that you're doing, pick the night before what your plan is for the next day, okay? You don't have to plan your whole month in advance, you guys. I'm talking about one day, okay? So plan it and then schedule it, okay? So plan ahead. The number two was schedule. I kind of combined those. Schedule it, whether it's on your pen and paper planner, or your Google Calendar, whatever the case may be, you need to plan it and schedule it. Okay. These are powerful. Put plan in the comments if you're willing to do this, or if you already do, tell me how you plan yours, right? Or how do you schedule it? What do you do? You have to have a plan of action. Just like if you guys are watching and you run a business, do you wake up and just wing your business that day, or wing your job for that day? Or do you have it actually mapped out? Like, I know I have to do this, 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 and this that day. You have to do the same. You have to look at your health just like you do your business. So plan it is number one, schedule is number two, number three is going to be track it. And I don't mean only weigh what you weigh on the stupid scale, because I hate that thing. Although everybody that coaches with me, we check that scale every 2 weeks. But let me tell you, when I say track it, I'm talking about more about activity. The thing that I see people track and obsess over that causes them not to be motivated is the number on the scale. Okay. And if this is you, put scale in the comments and just, you know, a sad face emoji or a thumbs down or whatever the case may be, if all you do is track your scale. Because this is a big problem. Ladies, especially, you guys, we beat ourselves up. And I will tell you, I've been experimenting with myself for the last 10 days. I have been weighing myself purposely because I'm going to come on here and I'm going to do a teaching about it, because this is never the same ever. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. It's like this every day, you guys, and your scale will always be that way. And if you live by the scale, you're going to drive yourself nuts and you're going to kill your motivation. Okay, this is huge. So what do I mean? Tip number three is tracking your activity. Okay, set a goal at the beginning of the week. I'm going to get 3 workouts in this week, no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at me, I'm doing 3 times this week something for myself when it comes to working out, okay? And that's what I mean by track it. Track your workouts, okay? Maybe you put it on your calendar Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it doesn't happen Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Who cares? Did you get 3 workouts anyway? Yes. Then you won that week and you succeeded. Who cares what the scale says? You can't only track results. You have to also track your activity. That's huge. That's going to help you feel like you accomplished something, okay? That's going to help you feel like you won and you did something good, right? So track your activity, okay? I'm not talking about results at all during this video because results can be very motivating and they can also be the opposite, right? They can be very discouraging if that's the only thing that you focus on, guys. We as women, we have a lot on our plate and there's so many things going on, and you can't always just focus on what weight you want to lose, the pants that you want to fit in, or you will stress yourself out even more, which is very negative on your hormones, which causes belly fat and weight gain and all the things that we don't want, right? Here's number 4. I want you to focus on how you feel. Okay, put feel in the comments, just F-E-E-L. And this is a powerful one, and this is one I don't see very many do at all. You have to focus on how you feel when you do the certain task that you want to do, whether it be working out, maybe it's nutrition, okay? Maybe it's your mindset work, whether it's your personal development, when you read, you listen to videos, you pray, you meditate, you listen to podcasts, whatever your tool is that works for you. Number 4, I want you to remember how you feel after you do those things. Write it down, journal it, log it, whatever you need to do. Put it on a sticky note, record a video for yourself afterwards. Like, there's so many tools that you can do. It's just like, I know a lot of you guys that are in this group or following me, like you run a business or you have an online business, right? Remember how you feel when you go to the in-person events and you're so powerful and you're motivated, and you're excited because you're around all these amazing, motivating people. Well, guess what? I want you to remember that feeling after you go to an event. That's why these events are so powerful when you go in person, okay? But it's the same thing when it comes to your workout. How do you feel after your workout? Not during, because a lot of times during you're like, oh, this sucks. I hate this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep going, right? But I mean after your workout. How do you feel the rest of the day? Okay. Majority of the time, what I hear is I feel great. I feel more energized. I'm less tired. There's so many powerful things that you get from your workout. I feel less stressed. Okay. All these things are benefits to how you feel after you work out. Okay, your working out is not just about wanting to lose weight. I see so many people quit because the scale doesn't move. Guys, think about how you feel. That is tip number 4. I want you to focus on how you feel, not what you look like, and not how your pants fit, and not what the stupid number on the scale says. And so noticing how good you feel after your workout is powerful, and we often forget that. So you have to focus on that. How about also when you meal prep and you eat healthy? Number 4, focus on how you feel also when you eat clean and healthy, okay? And then focus on how you feel when you eat crap, when you eat dry food, when you eat stuff that you know you shouldn't be eating if you know you really want to lose weight or get the results that you want. I want you to focus on how you feel after you eat healthy and after you eat like crap, because I guarantee you're going to notice a difference, and that is powerful. I know for me, personally, if I don't eat healthy, if I don't meal prep, if I don't have things prepped and ready for myself, I end up going for something bad, like most of us do, right? But I know the first thing that I go to when I'm starting to feel bad, I have a mental fog, I'm tired, I'm moody, maybe even bloated, like all these things happen. I go to my nutrition before I do anything else, because it's not about anything else. It's about what I'm putting in my body. You guys, our nutrition is also about how we feel. It's not just about what we look like. So you have to shift your focus, okay? And then also your personal development, your mindset work. How do you feel after you, whatever floats your boat? Maybe it's meditating, maybe it's podcasts like this, maybe it's, reading, praying, you name it, whatever it is for you. I want you to pay attention to how you feel after you do those things. So, because again, for me, I love to get up. My morning routine is to get up and I work out. I've been working out at home for the past 6 weeks or so. And so I get up and I work out. and I listen to my podcasts or my motivational videos, and I pray. Those are the 3 things I do in the morning before my entire family wakes up, because it sets me up mentally here. I'm not really worried about so much as about the rest right now. I'm more motivated right here because I have a lot of people that depend on me to show up and do certain things, guide them, help them, and I cannot be my best if I'm not working on me first, right? So I want you to really shift your focus about your health on how I feel. So I don't want to be tired and moody today and a monster mom. Well, you know what? I need to get my workout in just to relieve the stress, not about losing the weight. Okay. So shift the focus on how you feel versus what you look like and the weight on the scale. Okay. Here's tip number 5 is ease into it. So many people go way too much too fast. Okay. I had a conversation with somebody the other day. They were asking me like, how can I get started? I don't even know. I said, give 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 times a day, or excuse me, 3 times a week, 3 times a week. Get up 10 minutes earlier, go for a walk, do some squats, push-ups, sit-ups, something super basic at home, and master consistency before you increase that. Okay, because you have to start slow. Same thing with your nutrition. Don't go from super horrible diet to super crazy restrictive, strict, because you're going to last a week, maybe 2, and then you're going to quit because it sucks and it's miserable and your body's craving and so many things are going on that it makes it way too hard. Okay, so when it comes to all the things, you want to get healthier, you want to lose weight, you want to fit in your clothes a little bit better, guess what? Ease into it, please. Do not. Most of the time, the conversation I'm having with women when I'm coaching them is, guess what? I'm going to take that away from you. We're not going there yet. All I want you to do is move your body 3 times this first week. That's it. And then we'll go from there. Okay. So tip number 5 is you got to ease into it, ladies. You cannot go from nothing to 100 miles an hour overnight and expect yourself to be able to maintain that pace and actually get the results that you want. Okay. So the biggest tip was on number 5 is ease into it, whether it's your workouts, whether it's your nutrition, all the stuff, baby steps, you guys. I promise that's going to work better if you really truly want to get results and you want to actually keep them and not just have them, for a 2-week result and then you quit because it's too hard. Right. Number 6 is celebrate your wins. I already talked about this very briefly, but celebrate your wins. And I mean, yes, if you lost weight, woo, that is a huge win. If you shrunk in inches, huge win. But I also mean those activities, the workouts that you did, the meal prepping, maybe the saying no to the donuts that somebody in your office brought, even though as tempting as they are, you said no anyway. That's a win. These are wins. You guys, these are wins. All the changes that you have made over your journey, to me, these are wins. And this is why it's so important to plan it, schedule it, track your activities, and then celebrate your wins. Okay, celebrate your wins. Prepare, plan maybe it's a cheat meal that you go out to eat with your family because you did so good over the week. I don't mean a cheat weekend. Don't explode over the weekend and just go crazy and go backwards on all your results. But I mean, just plan. Maybe it's a cheat meal. Celebrate your wins. These are huge. And then the last and the biggest tip that I wanted to say, especially after talking to so many people lately, it's about the guilt. You have to be able to release the guilt. And this is not easy. This is probably the hardest tip, but it's the most important one as well. Put no guilt in the comments if you are with me on this one. We have to learn to relieve the guilt. We cannot, as moms, especially you guys, because we are the ones that are the worst about this. We feel guilty if we want to spend a little bit of time away from our family going to get our workout in. You guys, this is not okay. But I see it so much, and we have to remember that we're doing it for them. If you're not going to take the time to work out, then not only are you hurting yourself, you're hurting them. And you have to think about it that way. And it's the only way to really let yourself relieve the guilt. We have to let the guilt go of wanting to spend time away from our families to work on ourselves. Or, if it's just killing you so bad, then get up a little bit earlier before they wake up and do it. Is that hard? Yeah, not everybody's a morning person. And I understand that, but if you want it bad enough, get up 10 minutes earlier than they do, 15 minutes. And then the next thing you know, it's 30 minutes. The next thing you know, it's an hour, right? I'm not asking to change your entire world or your entire life, right? But in order to let the guilt go, you have to remember that you're doing it for them as well too. A healthier mama, Okay, it's going to be so much better at taking care of your family or your business or your team or whatever the scenario that you are currently in. You are going to be so much better at doing all those things. You're going to be a happier wife. Your husband's probably going to love you even more because you're happier. Okay, you're not snapping. We're not monster moms. Like, these are all things that I've been through. My husband would totally vouch. I told him the other day I want him to come on a podcast so he can share the story. So maybe he'll, there was a point in my journey that I let myself go and I did all the things I'm telling you not to do. So I've learned through experience. I am not perfect by any means, will never claim to be. All these tips I'm sharing with you because I also am sharing them or preaching it to myself as well too, right? Guilt is one of the things that causes more women and moms to give up on themselves and their goals because they don't feel like they're worthy enough to take the time or even spend the money on themselves. And I'm here to tell you one of my biggest missions in all the things I'm doing now and God calling me in a big direction is to help you release the guilt, because we have to. You have to take care of yourself. And if you don't, you're not going to be the best version of yourself that you can be for your family, for your spouse, for your job, for your business, for all the things. Don't sacrifice your health to take care of your family, because you're hurting them just as bad as you're hurting yourself. And it's the biggest thing that I wanted to give out in this message today. So I hope that alone, if you totally didn't hear the rest of them, by all means, at least hear that one. Let the guilt go, because you have to come first in order. Like, this is what one of the bracelets that I have. If you want one, I'll post them or you can get them. They're on my website now. But remember, you must come first so you can be best for them. If you're in my Fit Mom program, you're getting these. We're working on packing them and getting them shipped out to you. But you have to come first, and we have to let the guilt go of that very thing. So I hope you got value from this today. You guys, those were the tips that I wanted to share today, and I'll put them in the description as well too. But again, if you're falling short and it's not working and things you're trying to do, don't do it on your own. Either get in the group if you're not in the group yet. www.acfitmama.com, and you'll be able to see where to join the group. If you're catching this on a podcast, if you're watching on the live stream and you're not in the group yet, because this is streaming in 2 different places today, I'll put the link there so you guys can join it. It's women only. It's not, other than that, it's not limited to just moms. It is women only though. And because we talk about women stuff, but invite your friends, definitely share some love or what value you got in the comments, or questions. Guys, I'm here for my inbox is always open. Sometimes I might be tiny bit slow at getting back to you, but I promise I will. And this podcast is every Thursday at 11 a.m. So if you need me, again, I'm always here. Inbox open, and schedule a time. To chat with me. A free chat, free call. Just figure out what might work for you, and then go from there. But know that you don't have to do any of this alone. And I will see you guys on the next podcast in the group. Bye. Y'all have a good day.